Good evening and salutations, my GH fans. So, it's Friday, Flashback Friday, and, well, I was disappointed. Uh, so this was the episode where you had, Curtis and Jordan's wedding. Stella comes in, she pretty much buries the hatchet, and to be honest, back then I didn't really like Stella. A lot of people didn't like Stella. The only times that most people felt like Stella was tolerable was when she was with Mike. Other than that, no. Most people just didn't like her, and I really can't blame them. Any of them. Because she just played a very nasty and bitter character, and just yeah. So that happened, and so yeah. Jordan and Stella buried a hatchet. This is when you had Michelle Stanford playing Nina. The good old days. Granted, at this point they kind of started to turn her character into shit, with the whole Charlotte and Willow thing. But by that time she was pretty much out the door. Good for her. What else? You had Jocelyn and well, you had Oscar tell Jocelyn about the tumor and everything like that, and you know the real reason why they broke up or why he broke up with her. And she was sobbing, she was upset. Carly gave her the hopes and dreams speech, and then towards the end of the episode, Drew came over and told Jocelyn about how he decided to go for the medical trial. And you know, she was happy, and I think she spoke to Oscar, and that was pretty much that. And then the court remains, that's where Oscar was like, listen, I'm gonna fight to live or whatever. I'm only doing this for Jocelyn. And honestly, to tell you the truth, it was a disappointing episode to watch the first time. It's even more disappointing to watch it now, because at the end of the day, all three of them aren't on the show anymore. Tamara Bay or Kim is no longer on the show. They did Drew dirty or Billy dirty when they decided to boot him off, and I felt like I felt like in some sort of ways they did him dirty when they switched his character to Drew. Even though I like Steven as Jason, but if you were more of a Billy fan, then yeah, you got they pretty much kind of just, I'm trying to say this without cursing, but they pretty much kind of screwed you over. Yeah, so Drew isn't on the show, Oscar isn't on the show, none of them is on the show, so this whole flashback was pointless. And also this is when, towards the end of the wedding, when Curtis and Jordan go back to the Haunted Star, they find Kiki's body. Can somebody at the bottom, you know, I'll probably just, if somebody got at the bottom could sit there and tell me Kiki's real, like her actual name, like the name that they called her, and not just Kiki, because I'm not gonna lie, that just sounds pretty stupid. Yeah, so that's when they find you know, her body lying on the bed, and you know, Ryan Chamberlain killed her because, you know, he was fulfilling a wish for Ava. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm pretty sure something else happened, but to be honest, it was just a pointless, meaningless fucking episode, and it was disappointing then, disappointing now, and it's even more disappointing at the fact that, here's the thing, and this is pretty much the end of the recap. But yeah, it was just disappointing to sit there and see Billy's character, because it's like, alright, you know what, me personally, alright, cool, they didn't just kick him off the show, you know, whatever, they well, they did kick him off the show, or he left, I can't remember which one, but it was just disappointing because, alright, you gave him Drew, and he was actually a great fucking character, because to be honest, they didn't actually have to like switch his personality, he didn't get the memory transfer or anything like that, but like they just, I don't know, I felt like they just did him dirty, to be honest. And you know, Tamara Bay came back and he did her character dirty by practically having a scene where she pretty much is about to rape Drew, you know? because she's so messed up over Oscar's death that she's about to try to create another baby by raping Drew. And you know, just the way she treated, you know, it wasn't even just that. She did that. She cheated on Julian, and she fucked over Elizabeth, one of her very few friends that she actually has in town, by having sex with Franco because he had Drew's memories. Like, just did her completely dirty. And I don't remember the story with Oscar. I think the actor just wanted to leave, so that happened. But yeah, and this is also when you had Griffin in the story, in the show. And after Kiki was gone, let's be fair. Honestly, tell you the truth, I guess for most women he was eye candy. But to be honest, I felt like he was just a pointless character. He became completely pointless after, and completely useless after Kiki was gone. He was just moping, and I always felt like he was just kind of a very, I don't know, maybe his acting just wasn't really that good. I don't know. Some of his characters didn't really like. But yeah. So, yeah. That's your Flashback Friday. Also, before I go, I'm gonna, because here's the thing. I've been meaning to do this for a good minute. I've been meaning, let me just pause it for a second. Yeah, if you want to take a trip down memory lane, and I mean like really down memory lane, to the point where you actually had Luke there, and you actually had I guess he would be the third Lucky. Check out, type in the word Port Charles Hotel Fire 2/04 Part 1. That I gotta be honest, that was just man. I think this is when they still had you might have actually had Louise Alcazar at the point. I don't remember, but this was just like, if you want to do a true Flashback Friday, type in that shit. I'm gonna leave it in description, but it's called Port Charles Hotel Fire 2/4 Part 1. That, like, I gotta be honest with you, that took me, that is a true Flashback fucking Friday. And again, it's just disappointing that they didn't really go back that far. These, like, going back a year, maybe 2 years or some shit like that, it just. Also, one other thing before I go, I know. There's rumors. Now, granted, I was at my job, and I was looking at a little bit of soap opera digest, and there's a good chance. And don't quote me on this, but there's a good chance that you may be getting back Dominic or Dante back. I think the quote was something along the lines of, you know, it'd be good to come back home. So that'd be interesting. That'd be really fucking interesting, because now he's, you know, now if he comes back, you got Dustin still dating Lulu, and this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Maybe Brooklyn doesn't have to feel so guilty if she decides to, you know, try to steal another man away from fucking Lulu. So yeah, that really does it for this Flashback Friday. I'll probably just put in the description that this was another skippable episode, but you know, if people DVR'd it or whatever, disappointing, and yeah. So have a good day, good night, depending on when you're watching this. Be safe, wash your hands, all that good stuff, and I will catch you in the next recap.